Finally, my brethren, be strong in YAHUAH and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Almighty, and that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. But put ye on YAHUAH the Anointed One, and make not provision for the flesh, to fulfill the lusts thereof. How do we put on the Anointed One? For as many of you as have been baptized into Christ have put on the Anointed One. Know ye not that so many of us, as were baptized into YAHUAH, the Anointed One, were baptized into his death? Therefore we are buried with him by baptism into death, that like as Christ was raised up from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we also should walk in newness of life. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. Equity is the value of the shares issued by a company. Example, he owns 77% of the group's equity, which is a shared trust fund value. YAHUAH shares his valuable sword and full-body armor with the souls that set apart from evil. Isaiah 59:14. And judgment is turned away backward, and justice stands afar off. For truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. Yea, truth fails, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey, and YAHUAH saw it. And it displeased him that there was no judgment. And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head, and he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. So shall they fear the name of YAHUAH from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of YAHUAH shall lift up a standard against him, and the Redeemer shall come to Moriah. And unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, says YAHUAH. As for me, this is my covenant promise with them, says YAHUAH, my personality nature that is upon you, and my words which I have put in thy mouth. Arise and shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of YAHUAH is risen upon you. Note, YAHUAH sees that there is no equality, and gives his set-apart people eternal equity or value, with his own glorified nature, armor, and sword word. And this life value can only be obtained by knowing YAHUAH and walking in his virtue word of truth. 2 Peter 1:3. According as his divine power hath given unto us all things that pertain unto life and mightiness, through the knowledge of him that hath called us to glory and virtue, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these ye might be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust, and have put on the new man nature, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him, and above all these things put on eternal care, which is the bond of completeness. Finally, my brethren, be strong in YAHUAH and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Almighty, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we battle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Almighty, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of eternal perception, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Almighty, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all sanctified ones,